Okay, it's Sunday. I went to the swap meet. I was looking for a 5.5 millimeter quarter-inch drive socket. And I also needed a few others to round out a mismatched set I have. I'm going to show you what I'm doing in a moment. But I wanted to talk about this because this is about $20, $25. I mean, you could buy a set for that. So am I dumb? I don't know. But what was neat was, as I'm picking through, these are kind of like, some of these say Sears on them, which is interesting. A couple of them are no names. I got this Dynacraft 10 mil. I got a cheapy 10 mil. These are like cheapy, standard, a 10 and 11 mil. These are Craftsman deep sockets. I got a 12, like a 4 here, I think it says. And then what we got here? I think that's a 7. So that's good because I've got 4, 4.5, 5, 5.5, 6, 6.5, 7.5 in there. That's a 7. These are snap-on. I mean, if you see snap-on, you kind of always want to pick it up. Now, this is standard, I believe. You can't go wrong with a swivel and a little extension, but all being snap-on is kind of nice. And these are some decent SKs, but they're standard. And I picked up a couple of 3/8 to quarter-inch drive, and one of them is an old Craftsman. And on here, I thought this was interesting. This is Sri Lanka. I actually dated a chick from Sri Lanka. 9/16. This is a 7/16 Mustang made in the USA. I just thought that was kind of cool. I'm just into that weird sort of stuff. So, next you're going to see what I'm putting together. Okay, a guy gave me this case. I'm going to get into that in a moment, but I realized I can put a pretty decent little quarter-inch drive socket set together in this. Now, there's little tiny squares that'll come out of this foam. I'll be able to custom make this, and it'll all fit in a pretty slim case that locks. This was I bought this at Harbor Freight. I like this little thing that it has there, and it's a really nice ratchet to replace my Sears Craftsman because that thing's on its last legs. And I picked this up at the swap meet weeks ago, and it's just slimmer. It just takes up less space. I was going to initially put this in a Maxpedition pack, which you're about to see as well. And this is power built. I believe this is USA. I'm not sure. I like that it has this. I could do that with it. And I mean, it's not as easy to switch direction at one hand, but you can do it. So that's kind of neat. So I'm going to make that. And then I'm going to show you the Maxpedition setup I'm doing for a little toolkit. And I'll explain why I'm doing it. Okay, trying to film this. Dave just called in and interrupted me. So I had to stop it. I'm starting over. But this, I'm not sure I'm going to stick with this. And it's not like as pro as it might look like from the outside. But we're looking at 6.5 inches to the edge of this, not including the clip here that's on the end. I think if you include that, you're looking at 6 15/16 of an inch. And if we're measuring height on this, we're looking at about 1.5 inches, including little bump outs on the bottom here. And if we're looking at width, including the hinge, we're looking at 3 1/4. This is too big to put in the Maxpedition pouch, but I just wanted to show this to you because I might keep this just as it is. Now, this is obviously not a full, complete set. But what I have in here is it's all quarter-inch drive. And I've got the ratchet. I've got a 13 millimeter socket. I've got an end cap that'll go on any... oh, jeez. I gotta poke it out. It'll go on any quarter-inch drive socket. This is a nice thing to have, and you can use a 7/16 inch wrench or even spin it with your fingers a little bit better if you wanted to spin something on. Just a nice thing to have. I stick it in here because it just helps to fit inside the container better. I got a swivel. I got 2 extensions. I've got a 10, an 8, a 7, a 5.5, and a 5. Not sure if I need the 5. 5.5, the 7, the 8, and the 10 you need for the Astrovan. And with the 13 mil, if I had a 15 mil, if there's a 15 millimeter 1/4 inch drive socket, I'm going to find it and include it in this. And then I'm able to take the doghouse off and all that. Now, I don't want to do that with these tools necessarily, okay? But if I don't feel like getting to, or if my major big kit is hidden away and I can't get to it, and this is easier to get to, I can do it with this. I can also work on the distributor with this. I can take the battery terminals off with this. It's a very handy little setup. Now this, combined with this, which is a driver set, is a pretty good little setup. Now, there's a lot of cool stuff on the YouTube right now where people are, I forget the name of it, but it's this European brand, and it's a pretty nice driver set, but it's a big, huge thing. It's $76, and I basically have everything that I need right here that I had bought for almost nothing, and of course this was $44. Now, this Ratchet thing here is pretty cool, and I showed this to you in the car the other day, but you can push this and it'll go to 90 or anywhere in between and locks at those points. It'll even come back this way and lock. That's a very cool feature. And you know, you can spin it here, which I like. It's got the extension, which you could stick on here. You got an extension this way, and if you line up the groove here, this little spot here, okay, with the white dot, and you can spin this to do that. And it doesn't have to be right there, but we'll just do this for this. You put it locks, it stops here, but then you can push it all the way through. It becomes a T handle, which is nice because you have a driver bit on the end. Okay. Now, you can take this, and now, sorry, if I want to, I can put a socket on here, and voila. That is pretty sweet. You can also go to the end here, use this as an extension, and take this off, put this on here, and drive it that way. You can also pull this out, pull this apart, put this in here, and put the socket on here. Now you have a 1/4 inch drive. I was considering just using this, all right, and getting a socket set without the ratchet. Now I could take this case and load this up with sockets, which I may do. I haven't decided yet. And keep that aside. Or the other thing I was considering doing, we'll just put this to the side for now. We'll take this socket off. Keeping in mind, this is a driver bit set. It has pretty much all the driver bits you need. But obviously, if you do something special, you can take the things out that you don't normally use and add the ones that you do want, right? That should go without saying, but I'm saying it. So we'll put this back in here. Now, this little set, right? Let's close up. Really nice case. Heavy duty. You can drop this. It's not going to pop open. It's rubberized. Got some grip to it. It's pretty nice. We'll close this up. This is a watertight case. This is not. We'll put this over here. We're going to put the icon here. Now we're going to take this Maxpedition and place this in front of you. Okay? Now, everything you see here right now was in my giant tool roll in my van, which is enormous, and I'm not going to get into that right now. But from time to time, I need a magnet, right? Or a pick, or a little screwdriver. You know, I got to get to something with this. I don't want to have to go into the giant kit and get into that bag and take that giant tool roll out just to get to one of these little items. This will fit in here. I got something else in here. I got a cheapy flashlight in there. Okay, so this is here. This is something, I don't know where I got this. It has a name on it. It is not fantastic, but it's enough when you need it. So that all fits in there. Now, this case right now will absolutely close, and I can zip it up and it's not a problem. Without these in here, I can cram this in here. I believe I tried this earlier. I don't remember. You could almost get this thing closed. I'm considering another pack that both of these would fit. I can't make a determination on that at the moment because this here is so nice and compact. I can add more to it and maybe just keep these two things separately, right? Fold this over, zip it up. I can add more to it, as I just mentioned a whole bunch of times. This does close. That wrench is just in the way. All right, no big deal. Boom, boom, right? So these two things could be in that drawer in the cabinet I made in the van. Easy to get to, no sweat. And the other thing I was considering, and I probably will do it, I just, you know, it's an odd feeling for me. I feel like if I was going to have everything in one, I'd put it all here. But I can string together, like literally get a piece of string and put all the other sockets I need on a loop, tie a square knot, and stick that right in the back here of this pouch. And then, even with this driver, and I might even do that. I'm kind of considering not really using this. It just was so neat. I didn't plan on this today. The fact that I can get a full-size 1/4-inch drive ratchet, 2 extensions, the swivel, all that stuff in that box. And if I wasn't using the foam, I was kind of playing with this idea, I could fit more in it. If I took this foam out right now, I could cram a bunch of stuff in it. There's still a thin piece of foam on the back side of the bottom and up here on the top. It would be relatively, I should just play with that. Hang on a second. Okay, no rhyme, no reason to this, but I just took this little divider I made out and I just threw a bunch of stuff in this, all 1/4-inch drive. Look at this. I mean, I went nuts. Got some deep sockets in here. This is a kooky deep 4 mil. I don't know what the heck you would ever use that for, but I just threw all that in there just to show how much I could literally just have a complete, I could probably do standard and millimeter with extensions, everything as a 1/4-inch drive set in this tiny little case. And you know what? I'm starting to think maybe I'll just do that. And this will be my 1/4-inch drive setup. And that's a pretty sturdy case. I think that's maybe just what I'll do. I'll just have that, and then I'll continue building this out. So it's still a work in progress, but I just wanted to show you guys what I was up to, and I wanted you to understand why I'm doing it. Again, I want these things so I could put them in an easily accessible area inside the van for when I need them. Okay? That's it. This pouch, let's zip this up and give you a couple quick measurements before I shut this video down. This pouch, some of you probably know already. Everybody's got these. I bought this quite some time. I have another one of these that's larger that I have as a gun cleaning kit. And it also holds a little firearm in it at the same time. 7 1/4, 5 1/4. And right now this thing is, it's not even full, but at its maximum, it's about 2 5/8 of an inch thick that way up here at this high end. So that's what we're looking at. Both of these things could easily fit, you know, inside of one of these drawers. I could get this in the glove box if I wanted to, but I keep other things in there. But I think that this is a pretty smart way to go for a tool set that you can carry with you in your vehicle all the time. Especially a guy like me, I'm going to be traveling. I already have, and from time to time, you just need to do something. I mean, I had to replace my camshaft sensor in the distributor. You know, you got to get your distributor cap off. Well, now I got everything I need. That little icon set, I bought that on a whim. I might show you this online, but this ratchet system in here, okay? Let's go back to that. This is what I was after. And I saw the box and I said, oh, this looks like what I was just looking at. On YouTube. But this is a miniature version of what I was looking for. And the one on YouTube that I would prefer, which I believe is about 6 inches long, it is unavailable. However, there's the exact same thing minus this setup, right? It can't bend to 90 and anywhere in between and lock. It just stays rigid here, but it has the pass-through and the extension, and it feeds on both ends. And it's really designed as a bike tool, and it's only like $27, and I think I'm going to buy that. And what I'm thinking about doing is having this set up and that. And this, of course, this changes everything. You know, you'll see me here with another video, I suppose. But if I get that, then I can eliminate I believe I could just eliminate this ratchet that's in here. And then I can redo everything. If I bought that larger one, this would fit inside here. That other ratchet system would be here. And then I could just string together 2 strings of sockets and keep them in here, and maybe that would be the way to go. So I'd have a full set of bits, bit driver, and I'd probably get a, well, it's all built into it. Yeah, I think that might be the way to go. Anyhow, that's what I'm thinking about. That's what's happening. Woo, knock the camera over. And I'll catch you guys next time. Have a great